You want to make $100,000 a year, but you don't know how. And here's the deal. It's really pretty simple. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. You say, now T, how do I keep doing what I'm doing if I'm not making $100,000 a year right now and I want to make $100,000 a year? So here's the thing. When I say keep doing what you're doing, what I really mean is do what you do. Don't necessarily change who you are when it comes to your profession. Just add an additional skill set. Just add an additional skill set. The best skill set you can add today, right now, is business intelligence to your skill set. The reason being is, for instance, I don't know, I'm just going to say that the average attorney makes six figures, right? Makes $100,000 a year. So here's the thing. The average person is not going to become an attorney, right? Let's just say a plumber. Let's just say a plumber makes six figures, makes $100,000 a year. The average person is not going to become a plumber, right? So what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you go to work? You're probably going to continue to be who you are and do what you're doing. But if you can add an additional skill set to that, what that's going to allow you to do is that's going to allow you to promote yourself, market yourself to a different level than what you've been marketing yourself to currently when it comes to putting your resume out there. Business intelligence is where it's at. The reason why I say that business intelligence is where it's at is because every business needs business intelligence. Now, some businesses may not be really incorporating business intelligence to the degree in which it should be, or to the degree that it will in the very near future. But at the end of the day, if a business has employees, those employees at some point are either going to incorporate business intelligence into their skill set, or they're going to be replaced by individuals that have incorporated business intelligence to their skill set. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to give you three skill sets, three different skills that you can incorporate into your repertoire, add to your resume, so that you can promote yourself, you can brand yourself as a more high end, or pretty much just upskilling yourself, right? So here's the first skill that I say that you can use that's a business intelligence skill is SQL. SQL. I think SQL stands for something query language. I don't know what the definition. I don't know what the S stands for. Structured query language. Yeah, it's structured. Maybe I don't know. But at the end of the day, SQL is a business intelligence tool that you can add to your skill set. So if you want to go out there and you want to learn SQL, which is basically it's a coding language, right? And basically what you will be able to do is there are different types of reports that you can create and that you can run utilizing SQL. Now, see, when I say coding, I don't want to scare you off. I don't want to make you think to yourself, oh, well, I'm not real good in math. I don't really know a whole lot about coding. I'm not a computer type guy. It's not that serious, y'all. It's not that serious. Now, SQL comprises of several different levels of actual. When it comes to SQL, it comprises of several different levels of coding. Now, there's some security, there's some administration, but for the most part, that's not, I'm not talking about getting too deep into the administrative piece or to the security piece and all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying learn the basics of SQL to where you can just run basic codes, basic queries, so that you can create some basic reports. Now, here's the deal. The reason why it's not even just SQL. The skills that I'm going to give you or that I'm suggesting to you here this evening, basically you're able to take these skills and apply them to what you already do, right? You're not going to go and learn something totally different than what you already do. If you're in marketing right now, you're going to be able to take SQL and you're going to be able to run queries based on what you do in marketing. If you're in accounting, if you're in finance, definitely if you're in accounting and finance, you're going to be able to take what you learn in SQL, the queries that you're able to learn, that you're able to create, and you're going to pretty much only just learn the accounting queries, only just learn the finance queries, only just learn the marketing queries. Now, the advantage is that once you learn how to create those queries just in the industry that you're in, basically at the end of the day, creating that query for the industry that you're in is going to give you the knowledge of how to create the queries for other industries, which is really going to expand your knowledge, that's what really puts you on another level when it comes to learning SQL, right? So SQL is definitely a business intelligence tool that I would recommend that you learn, that you add to your resume, and you'll be able to take that skill set and if you're not at six figures, no matter what industry you're in, once you learn the basics of SQL, it's going to automatically put you in a position to where you're able to go out there and grab a six-figure job, $100,000 a year off top when you add that to your resume. Now, another business intelligence tool that you can learn, that you can add to your resume, another skill set that you can add to your resume is Tableau. You can add Tableau to your skill set. Tableau is a business intelligence tool. It allows you to create reports, business intelligence reports. At the end of the day, they're dashboards, and some pretty robust level computations, but not any that you necessarily have to think a whole lot about creating, because Tableau itself is as I said before, is a pretty robust engine. So then you will be able to create those reports, you'll be able to create those dashboards, and by creating those dashboards within the industry that you're already in, if you know, I'm pretty sure already that if you're working right now, being in industry, you know what type of dashboards you're accustomed to. Or you may say, hey, if I just had access to this type of dashboard, this is what we would be able to do, whether it's in marketing, whether it's in human resources, whether it's in some type of administrative function. No matter what you do on your job, whatever job you do, it does not matter. It does not matter what type of job you do, to where if you can add a business intelligence tool to your skill set, it's going to take you to the next level, and it's going to put you in position to make $100,000 a year. It doesn't matter what the job is. I don't care if you're an administrative assistant making $30,000 a year. I don't care if you're a senior level accountant or a senior level finance guy that's making $85,000, $90,000 a year. It's going to boost you to the next level. And when I say the next level, I'm talking about the next six-figure level. And depending on where you currently are, for instance, if you're already at 90 and you add a business intelligence skill set to your resume, it's going to take you to the mid six. It's going to take you to the high 150s, 160s. Okay, off top, very quick, no doubt. I'm not going to guarantee you, because I don't know what your work ethic is. I don't know how much work you're going to put in to really learn the tool. But if you really learn the tool and you really go after that thing, I am telling you right now, it's going to boost you to the next level. So SQL, number one, was where is the first skill set that I would say that can help you get to the next level. Tableau can help you get to the next level. Now, number three, you know what? I'm gonna give you a bonus. DAX, which is data analytics expression. If you learn DAX will help you get to the next level relatively fast. Now, here's the deal. DAX is actually built off of SQL. DAX is actually built off of SQL. So if you can code in SQL, coding in DAX is going to be relatively simple. DAX is not a hard language to learn. Again, it stands for data analytics expression. It's not a hard language to learn. And basically, again, you're able to create reports. You're able to create dashboards, not just in Power BI, not just in Tableau, but in both. There's some areas in Tableau to where you can create DAX, and it's really built. Power BI is really built for the customization using DAX. DAX is not It's not terribly hard to learn at all. As a matter of fact, I learned DAX, I don't know, it may have taken me about 3-4 weeks actually to learn DAX, and probably about 8 weeks to really get grimy and slimy with it. But I'm telling you, you learn DAX, data analytics expression, is really gonna allow you to take your career to the next level. Now, I threw out there a few minutes ago, I said Power BI, and of course, you know, Power BI is my analytics tool of choice. Power BI is a Microsoft tool, just like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint Publisher, and those guys. The difference is Power BI is a free tool, and it's a free. Power BI is a free tool. It's a Microsoft tool, but it's primarily built for commercial use, not necessarily. Was primarily used for commercial use, not necessarily for everyday consumer use, because it is really built on what's considered to be big data. So is Tableau. Tableau is really built on big data. It doesn't really have to be a super big company for either one of those guys. It could be, you know, just a regular company, just, you know, mom and pop shop, whatever the case may be. But like an everyday use inside your home, just say you got Tableau, or just say you got Power BI. Nah, it's not, neither one of those guys are really built for that. But at the end of the day, Power BI is my data analytics tool of choice. It's my business intelligence tool of choice. I've dibbled and dabbled a little bit with Tableau, but Power BI is where I've really cut my, what they say, cut your teeth or cut your butter or cut your cheese. Hell, I don't know. But anyway, that's really where I've spent most of my time, is in Tableau. I mean, not in Tableau, but I spent most of my time in Power BI. Now, with that said, when it comes to Power BI, I highly suggest that you learn DAX. Now, in my course, Power of the BI, shameless plug, over at powerofthebi.com. And if you want to learn Power BI, you can go to my site, learn.powerofthebi.com/webinar, where I conduct a free 90-minute webinar every week. I do a free 90-minute webinar every week. Again, that's at learn.powerofthebi.com/webinar. Now, with Power BI, what I do is I highly encourage DAX, data analytics expression, and in my course I do teach DAX. It's very important to me that not only do you get a business intelligence tool, but you also become proficient at utilizing DAX, because what that allows you to do is learning DAX with Power BI. That allows you to really be able to create a customized report that'll really put you on the map when it comes to putting you out front when it comes to being in position to get those job opportunities. Because, you know, I've got some friends that have used DAX before, and I've got some friends that haven't used DAX. So you don't necessarily have to know DAX in order to get into Power BI, to be a Power BI developer, but it does give you a leg up. It gives you an edge, because it allows you to create some very highly customized reports. Now, again, the thing about DAX, the thing about SQL is DAX is built on SQL. Is when I say it's built on SQL, SQL is the base of what DAX is, how DAX is created. So therefore, a lot of the coding that you use that you use to create DAX with, if you understand SQL, you will pretty much understand how to build that same code in DAX. Don't necessarily have to know SQL. You don't have to necessarily know SQL, but it is a plus. And it also gives you a plus to know SQL when you're running queries, or when you're going out and getting data from a SQL Server management service. That's a whole nother deal. But at the end of the day, what I really wanted to put out there is the three different skill sets that you can add to your current resume. 3 different skill sets you can add to your current resume right now that will take you to the next level of 6-figure opportunities. And it doesn't matter what your profession is. If you go to work every day, you know that there is something out there that you could benefit better from, if you had access to it using some type of tool. And you may not have known it up until this point, but that tool is a business intelligence tool. It's a business intelligence tool. So that first tool was SQL. The second tool was Tableau being the actual reporting tool, and then I threw one out there as a bonus being DAX, data analytics expression. And the reason why I say I threw that out there as a bonus is I wasn't even going to talk about DAX, but it is a third tool that you can add to your repertoire when it comes to increasing your financial lifestyle, or I guess your salary, for me just trying to figure out some pretty dynamic to say. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to make $100,000, right? Now, is that all we want to make? Nah, we want to make more than that. But for someone who is not making $100,000 a year, what I'm telling you is these are some tools that you can throw in there. And of course, that fourth tool that I have is Power BI. And the reason why I throw Power BI out there as a fourth tool, because I was originally going to put it out there as the third tool, but I put DAX in there as the third tool as a bonus. But my preference, my data analytics tool of choice, my business intelligence tool of choice is Power BI. Now, I don't work for Microsoft. I am not a Microsoft contractor or a Microsoft employee. I have contracted with Microsoft before, but I am not a Microsoft employee, and I'm not currently a Microsoft contractor. It's just that I just choose Power BI as my tool of choice, right? Now, with that said, you can use any one of those four. You can use either one of those four skill sets, skills, add those to your resume. And I'm not going to guarantee it, but I'm going to say if you put the work in, you will put yourself in position for a $100,000 job pretty quick if you're not already at $100,000. Now, and let me back up. Let me say, so somebody may say, well, yeah, I got a job, but I've only been working for 10 years. If you add one of those skill sets to your resume with 10 years of experience, you're definitely going to put yourself in position for $100,000. Now, I will say that in order to meet what I'm saying and putting yourself into a position to make $100,000 based on having one of those skill sets, one of those skills on your resume, you're probably going to need about 5 years of work experience, right? You're probably going to need about 5 years of work experience. You can get it done with 3 years of work experience. You can get it done with 3 years of work experience, but you know, it's going to take a little maneuvering and a little bit of Jedi mind tricking, okay? Now, if you only been working 1 year, and you got that sauce, I'm telling you, with that sauce that you already got, and you add one of these skills to what you're doing, you can jump in there too. But it's going to be a little bit tougher. Of course, the longer you've been working, the quicker it's going to get you there when you add one of these skill sets to your resume. But what I'm telling you is you don't have to be working 25, 30, 50, 10 to 15 years. Now, if you got 10 years on there and you add one of these skill sets, boom, I'm telling you, you're in position. You're in position. You got 5 years of work experience, and you're willing to put a little bit of work in. You're there. Now, when I say a little bit of work, I'm talking about a little bit of study time up to about 4 months. You're there. You can get it, right? Now, if you had a year, if you say you just started working, you just started your professional life, and you're saying, hey, look, I ain't got time to be trying to get out here and work for the next 5-10 years to be able to say that I can make $100,000. I'm trying to get this thing right now. I get it, baby. I get it. And here's the thing. You can do it. You can do it. There is a program for you to make that happen. Of course, I can make it happen. When I say a program, I'm not necessarily trying to sell my program, powerwiththebi.com. But what I am saying is there is a system. There's a formwork. There's a framework that you can work within to work towards taking that 1 year of work experience and adding a business intelligence tool. You could take that 1 year of work experience and add a business intelligence tool to what you do, and you will be in position to make $100,000 a year, even with that 1 year work experience. Now, it's going to probably take you. It may take you a little longer. It may take you. Well, it depends on your gift of gab, and it also depends on how much work you put. How much work you're willing to put in order to make that thing happen. I keep saying that you got to put in the work. So what does the work really look like? it's gonna take some time for you to learn the tool, right? No matter which one of the tools you pick, it's gonna take some time to learn the tool. Whether it's SQL, whether it's DAX, whether it's Tableau, whether it's Power BI, it's gonna take some time to learn the tool. Now, how much time does it take to learn the tool? I'm gonna say anywhere from 4 to 6 months. I'm gonna say anywhere from 4 to 6 months. I'm gonna say anywhere from probably about an hour and a half a week to about 4 hours a week. If you do it in 6 months, you can probably get it done in about an hour with a little studying and a little bit of work of either one of those tools and getting a little bit of practice in. About an hour and a half a week for about 6 months, you're gonna be ready. You're gonna be ready. If you say, hey, I want to get this thing, I want to be able to be ready in 4 months, you're looking at about 4 hours a week, right? Now, you can divide that however you want to divide that. 4 hours a week, 30, 60, that's an hour. Yeah, about 4 hours a week, you're probably talking about, 45 minutes to an hour a day, right? Somewhere around in there, if my math serves me correctly, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour a day. And, for about 4 months, you will be ready. You will be ready. But that's say you're putting in some real practice. You're not just turning the computer on. You're not just playing. You're really trying to learn this thing for about an hour a day. For about an hour a day for 4 months. 45 minutes actually. 45 minutes to an hour a day for about 4 months. You're going to be ready. Now, you say, do I need a certification in order to be a Power BI developer? No, you don't need a certification. Are there certifications out there? Yes. Do I teach as part of my program with certifications? What I teach you will get you certification ready for the initial program. I do have a certification program, but you actually have to go through my powerofthebi.com course before I introduce you to the certification piece. Now, I'll tell you, you can go out there and you can study and you can pass the certification exam. Now, when you come through powerofthebi.com, you're gonna probably have about an 85% chance of passing that test on the first time. Now, I'm not guaranteeing you're going to pass it on the first time. I'm just saying you're going to probably have about an 85% chance of passing on the first time just because I know what it takes to pass it and the information that I give you in order to pass the exam. That's a whole nother conversation because I'm not even talking about certifications right now. Only thing I'm talking about right now is what skills that you can use, what skills you can add to your resume in order to become a six-figure earner in a matter of anywhere from 4 months to a year. I like to say 4 to 6 months, but I understand that people have things going on. You got babies, you got dogs, you got white picket fence, you got $90,000 to $110,000 cars and big SUVs and that kind of stuff, and you got family trips and little league baseball games and all kind of crazy stuff. So I get it. People have things going on, but if you are able to dedicate about 4 months of your life up front for about 4 hours a week, I think it will put you in a position to be able to make that money real quick. Now, what does that really look like? What does it really look like when you jump out there? Well, here's the deal. You jump out, when you get into a course, you learn the course, you practice and you really learn, the business intelligence skill set, and then you get on the job and then you're like, oh snap. Am I really who I say I am? Am I really who I say I am? And the answer is yes. You really are prepared in order to make that money. You just feel like because you haven't made that money in ever, now since you're able to make that money all of a sudden, you feel like, it really can't be for me because, I haven't ever made this money. The money is yours. It's yours. Now, are there some things that you're not going to be aware of or some things that you haven't learned yet? Of course, 4 to 6 months is not going to be enough time for you to learn everything under the sun, or unless you're a genius or a rocket scientist, you probably won't even remember all of the things that you did learn. So here's the thing. What we also do, in Power of the BI is we give you an opportunity to join our community. So if you join the community and you have questions and you need access to answers, or you find yourself in a pickle and you really need some help real quick, you've got direct access, to those within Power of the BI, to where you can make a phone call, you can make a text message, you can make an email, depending on where you are in your journey and what type of access you have. But you will have access, or you could have access if you're inside the community, to where you can get those answers and not put yourself in a position where you lose your job because you don't know how to solve a problem. Now you may ask, what about artificial intelligence, T? Do you also incorporate artificial intelligence? Do you recommend artificial intelligence? So as you think back, when I said that you will have there's several different skill sets that you can add to your resume. You can add SQL, you can add DAX, you can add Tableau, you can add Power BI. But I did not say artificial intelligence. I did not say that I did not say that adding artificial intelligence to your resume is going to guarantee you $100,000. The reason why I can't say, I don't like to use the word can't, but the reason why I don't say that adding artificial intelligence to your resume is going to give you $100,000, is going to put you in a position to make $100,000, is because I don't know. I truly don't know. And from what I have been observing, just learning out of artificial intelligence is not going to guarantee you or put you in a position to make $100,000. But what it could do is it could put you in a position where you could keep your job, right? Because if you don't know artificial intelligence, if you don't have an artificial intelligence tool that you have incorporated into your repertoire that's affiliated, associated, or you're able to work with within your current profession, your current job, you probably are going to lose your job to someone who can utilize some type of artificial intelligence tool to make your job a more efficient job, and being able to work more effectively. So what I'm saying is, I'm not adding artificial intelligence to the list of tools that's going to put you in a position to make $100,000 a year. But I will say that within my program of Power of the BI, we do incorporate artificial intelligence within the program so that you will become more efficient. You'll be able to work more efficiently and work more effectively when incorporating artificial intelligence tools that we suggest and provide to you, so that you can become a better Power BI developer. So again, I'm not going to tell you that artificial intelligence is going to put you in a position to make more money, but it could put you in a position to where you can actually keep the job you currently have. Because if you don't learn some type of tool, some type of artificial intelligence tool to become more efficient at what you're currently doing, you're probably not going to be doing that job much longer. So with that, we are adding to the skill sets that we are to what we are adding to the skill sets are SQL. Learning SQL could give you an advantage of taking however much money you're making and taking it to the next level. And we show you how to do that. DAX, same concept. DAX is going to be able to help you give you a skill set to where you will be able to make $100,000 within a very short period of time, adding that to your salary. Tableau is another business intelligence tool that I say I would recommend. If somebody asked me what tools would I recommend, Tableau would be another tool that I would recommend, to say, hey, if you can learn Tableau and become very good at what you do within your current profession and applying that to a Tableau report, you're probably going to put yourself in position to become a $100,000 six-figure earner. Then there's Power BI. Of course, again, that is my business intelligence tool of choice. And of course, I do believe, I really put a lot on that. If you learn Power BI and not necessarily trying to learn it from a broad spectrum of building reports, but learn it from just your particular industry, learn it from just your particular job, becoming good at what you do, and then adding Power BI to your particular skill set, you will put yourself in position to become a $100,000 earner, a six-figure earner, in a very short period of time, 4 to 6 months. In addition to, if you add an artificial intelligence tool to any of those tools, you are definitely going to put yourself in position to not just become a six-figure earner, to not just become a $100,000 earner, but to keep your job, right? And now here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you're a $100,000 earner or you're a $10,000 earner. If you don't have an artificial intelligence tool that's allowing you to become better at what you currently do on a day-to-day basis on your current job, you're probably not going to be on your job very much longer. I'm telling you right now, you need to find an artificial intelligence tool. They're not hard to find. You need to find an artificial intelligence tool that's going to allow you to become better at what you do, become more efficient at what you do, that's going to give you more security when it comes to being able to maintain that current job that you currently have. Now you say, T, why are you only talking about jobs? Why are you not talking about entrepreneurship? Why are you not talking about what I can do with business intelligence tools if I have my own business? Here's the thing. If you want to talk business, I'm willing to talk business with you. But right now, what I'm trying to do is there are more people out there that need to make more money than there are people out there that need to start more businesses. Now, if you want to get some understanding of how you can take business intelligence and add that to your repertoire and your portfolio so that you can go out there and you can get more contracts, listen, there's a whole other place for you within my program that I will be able to discuss that with you. But right now, well, let me back up. Let me say it a different way. If you're interested in adding business intelligence, adding business intelligence to your repertoire of business consulting or whatever type of business you currently do, if you're interested in adding business intelligence to your repertoire, to your portfolio, just DM me. Just DM me and let me know that. But right now, I'm trying to help more people that are trying to really get a faster, a bigger step ahead of where they currently are by showing them, hey, you can make more money and you don't necessarily have to go out there and spend more money on more degrees. There is something that you can go out there and you can go learn real quick. So what I want you to do is, for those that are interested in learning more about business intelligence, I teach a course called Power of the BI, where I teach Power BI. Power BI and Power of the BI are totally unrelated. Power BI is a Microsoft tool. It's the tool that I choose to choose. It's my tool of choice that I choose to teach within my course, powerofthebi.com. But if you want to learn more about business intelligence tools, if you want to learn more about Power BI and how Power BI can help you take your career to the next level, become a six-figure, $100,000 earner, I want you to go over to learn.powerofthebi.com/webinar. Go over to learn.powerofthebi.com/webinar and sign up for my next webinar that's coming up next Thursday. Now, here's the deal. You say, T, I don't have time right now for all that. I don't have time to be going over to learn.powerofthebi.com/webinar. Cool. Just type webinar. Just comment webinar. Just comment webinar right now, and I'll send you the link, and you can sign up at your leisure. You may not be able to join the next webinar that's coming up because space is limited, but I will send you the link, and then you will be able to sign up at your leisure. So here's the deal. I do appreciate you coming in. I really do appreciate you stopping by, for coming by and listening to just me talk about business intelligence tools, because this is what I do all day, every day. So I look forward to seeing you over at learn.powerofthebi.com/webinar, or just comment webinar. Just comment webinar. Hey, thank you for joining in, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.